Hi, my name is Sonia Pashar, and in this video, I'll be walking you through the final product of my project. I'll be demonstrating the core functionalities, the design, and briefly discussing the code that powers this application. So let me start with the overview of the application, like what are the main interfaces. As you can see, there is a canvas where we are going to create our kind of pipeline for all the automation work. So this is the kind of main interface that we're gonna see. We have next like toolbar components over here, and there are 9 toolbars that you can see. The first 4 were in the initial code that we had, like the input, LLM, output, text, and file. They were like in the first initial code that are given by the assignment. And moving further, I have created 5 new nodes as instructed by the assignment. So the 2 feature that I have implemented for the text node are, the first one is dynamic resizing of the text node. Let me walk you through this, like how it works. Let me type something like create an email sender for me. So you can see how it is adjusting itself according to the text that is going on. And this ensures that the user can easily see everything they are typing without being restricted by the initial size of the node. So this was the number one functionality. Moving on to the second feature that I have implemented is the variable holding. So let me write it in the curly braces like this. We are writing input 2 over here, and we can see as soon as we close the curly braces, a new node is created on the left side. So this handles corresponds to the variable and can be used to connect other pipeline. Let me walk you through all the components and all the toolbars that are over here. So it's a draggable component. So whenever we drag and then leave it, we are going to create an input box where we have a custom input, like we can give it an initial value, we can write like whatever we have to do. So this is what our input field is. So next is our LLMs. Yeah, this is the main code of the website, and yeah, the output one, this is going to be at the last, right? So this is the things, and the next one is text, like what actually prompt that we are about to give to the LLM. So this is the text file, and there is also a functionality over here, like whenever we are writing like a different variable name over here, so it is automatically fetching it and creating a node for that. So that is the feature that I have built it. And moving further, we also have a file component that I have created over the things like over the 4 files, where we will be giving the file URL to the LLM, which will like make our output more personalized. So this is what my idea is to, and we can also do something like conditional branching. So where we can write the conditions, like what we have to do, what we don't have to do. And we, on the top of that, we also have a data validation field, like, yeah, this is how we will validate data, and this is going to be an error message whenever these things happen. So let me let me zoom out and let me go, and let me walk you through the different functionalities. And there is another one that is called data aggregator. So here we have to define the data aggregation method. So we are gonna like provide the data aggregation method, and then finally we have our email sender, like we will be automating our tool to send the email to particular recipient. So this is the entire workflow that I have created. We can also connect the like the nodes to nodes, right? We can connect it over from here to here, like there are many functionality, but we will not be connecting it all right now. Like this is the nodes, and this is how it goes. And for the LM part, we will be giving it a data validation to our input. um, Let me go through this way, and yeah, so there is a rule that is going to be work here. And let me walk you through the output, like, yeah, this is how our LLM is connected and will create output file for us. So this is entire thing in the front end. And let me walk you through the styling of these the component and the pages that I have opted. The styling part that I have done is through like uh, raw css. I have not been using like any kind of libraries and frameworks. So I'll be using raw css over here, and for that I have been giving the box shadow properties to make it more intuitive, and made the UI little user friendly. Like we are going to have a color combination that is same overall across all the website. And moving further, we will be like the important functionality that is coming from the backend. Like while we are submitting our pipeline, we are getting to know like how many nodes total we have, and how many edges we have. So if we are going to explain, like we also have built a pipeline for the directed acyclic graph. So if it is a directed acyclic graph, it is going to explain us that, yeah, whether it is a acyclic graph or not. So this is my functionality is, and this is also UI that I have built using modal. So this is all about my components that I have created using raw CSS and the React. So this is all about the functionality. Let's move to the code bar and let's know like how the functionalities are working and how I have coded it. So let's start the backend and how I have written it and how I built the pipeline. So for that, I have for the first thing that I do is whitelisting the website. So the every developer faces this problem to cause error. So this problem is about like you have to whitelist it, otherwise you will not be able to connect the front end and back end. So this is the first code, and next that I have defined the classes to like kind of identify how many nodes we have, and for the edges also how we have to count it, like how many edges we are having and how many nodes we are having. And for with the help of nodes and edges, we are going to create a pipeline where we will identify like what are and how the DAG, like directed acyclic graph, is working. So this is the entire code, and for that we have created agency list and a lot of inside the kind of functionalities are going on. So this is all about the backend part. Like we have been creating a pipeline, and we have two routes. One is the post route and one is get route. So the get route is like it will return a ping pong, that is the root thing. And moving forward, like when we do the post route, we'll be parsing the number of edges, the number of nodes, and after that we'll be returning in the post route only. And this is all about the backend that I did. Moving forward to the front end, that is the main core functionality of the website. So let's start from the very beginning. Like as the instruction suggested, like I have to create abstraction of the 4 nodes. So for that, I have created a component that is the base node. So base node is basically a kind of abstraction component that will help us to create new nodes with little effort. So this is the entire code and the logic behind it to extract the logics which are reusable. So this is the node base component that I am going through. And moving further, we have updated like the kind of according to the node base component, like we are calling the node base directly over here. So we have this thing like this makes our life very simple. And in order to showcase, like all of our toolbar component is only going to the node base component. So it is basically abstracting our code in the LLM only, and in also the new files that I have created, all are using the node base component and utilizing it to abstract the data. And these were the fields. Yep. These were the code bases. So this was the first thing that I did. And moving further, we have this as a app folder. We have 3 kind of component that we have been given. And yeah, the major change that I did in the submit button, where I have been calling the API, like we are fetching the data from our backend, and then we have defined the methods, and here we will be using our modal. And the modal is a new functionality that I've created, and I've called the component following the DIE principles. Like we'll be showcasing whatever number of nodes and edges that is coming from the backend after all the pipelines, after running all the pipelines, we'll be getting it over here in the submit button. And for the CSS, I have used the inline and is present in all of the folders. And yeah, that's the entire walk through the code bases. Thank you.